This video is sponsored by Warhammer Skulls. Hello everyone, and Warhammer Skulls is finally here, the festival of video games dedicated to Warhammer titles. So many companies have announced brand new goodies, whether it be new games, new DLCs, and so much more. And our friends at Games Workshop asked me if I'd like to create a roundup video of everything that's been revealed today. So let's just jump right in because there is a lot to talk about. And don't forget that during the Festival of Skulls there is a massive sale going on your favorite platforms. Get your big discounts on for loads of video games and DLCs. We'll start off with Total War Warhammer. The DLC name has finally been revealed, Tides of Torment. More information regarding this DLC will be unveiled tomorrow via the official platforms of Creative Assembly and hopefully a video on my part. Dawn of War returns with Dawn of War Definitive Edition. It's coming on PC later this year. This title is going to have all 4 classic Dawn of War campaigns, 9 playable armies and all the maps. It has been confirmed that the classic experience is still going to be there, but they're modernizing it, including 64-bit support, and with the effort of their modding community, it's going to be compatible with old school mods. Welcome back, Relic Entertainment. You have been terribly missed. This is a title that introduced a whole bunch of generations into Warhammer, so it's great to see it coming back with some modern support. Speed Freaks is preparing for its full launch, and they've got a bunch of news. The game will be available at launch on $15.99, and as of Update 1.0 will be removing their in-game microtransactions, instead favoring a DLC pack system, which I think many players are going to be very keen on. Early access players will also receive the 1.0 launch completely for free as a gift from the developers. These guys are really cool. Honestly, I've been playing a little bit of this title. You're gonna like it a lot if you haven't played it just yet. We're going back to another classic, Space Marine Master Crafted Edition. Yes, the very classic first Space Marine game has been updated to 4K resolution, modernized controls, an interface overhaul, improved character models, and remastered audio. This is going to be quite exciting for those who wanted to go back, especially after playing Space Marine 2 and relive the good old days. Now you can do so with more modern feels to it. Space Marine Master Crafted Edition launches on June 10th on PC, Xbox, and will also be available on day 1 on Xbox Game Pass. We finally get to see some pretty beefy gameplay for Mechanicus 2. This is a title that I have been counting the days for, with the developer stating that this trailer offers the thrilling first glimpse of a new planetary conflict between the Adeptus Mechanicus and the ancient Necron dynasty. But not only that, this will be the first ever Warhammer video game which is going to showcase the Leagues of Votann. And don't you worry if you're wondering about familiar faces, it has been confirmed that Magus Dominius Faustinius' trusted advisors do return, but this time as deployable and upgradable leaders of his skirmish forces, each bringing their own unique personality and battlefield specialization, adding a new strategic layer to your command. Further to this, Mechanicus 1 will be available free to play as from today, May 22nd until May 26th. Check it out, it's a really good title if you haven't just yet, and it'll wet that beak whilst you wait for Mechanicus 2. Talisman 5th edition is getting a bunch of goodies. We've got 5 remastered characters, the Druid, the Minstrel, the Ranger, the Swordsman, and the Jester being added to celebrate Warhammer Skulls, and now available to play in all modes of Talisman Digital 5th edition. Characters themselves have been updated with modern rules in the style of the 5th edition. Alongside that, there is the announcement of Talisman Digital 5th edition Alliance's Fate Beckons, which will be available on July 10th. This year. Fate Beckons will include co-op play and a series of trials of increasing difficulty where teamwork and skill will be needed to progress. We're heading over to Darktide now, where the first paid DLC class releases later this year. On June 23rd, the Adeptus Arbites class will be available, which, yes, you will have access to a Cyber Mastiff. This brand new class will have access to 80 plus talent nodes, is very good at using shotguns or an assault shield plus a shot pistol, or maybe you want to get into a little bit more melee with a Dominator Maul. The DLC will be priced at €12 and will also include a massive free update which will focus around an improved narrative experience alongside changes to the difficulty and also mission board. Horus Heresy Legions is getting a massive amount of new content with playable Blood Angels, Shattered Legions, and White Scars. Blood Angels have already been playable, but as from May 22nd, so today will be the turn for Medusan and his Shattered Legions. Command this ragtag faction in a new game event to test them on the battlefield and start collecting them through faction crates and card rewards. 2 weeks later, Jagatai Khan and the White Scars will also be available in Horus Heresy Legions. So here's something that was an incredible surprise. Warhammer 40,000 is coming to Rust. I can now confirm that there'll be themed cosmetic skins for their character, base, and with their crafted weapons for the Death Core of Krieg. I will need to re-download Rust then. This is going to be pretty cool. We're back with Everguild Games and Warhammer 40,000 Warpforge. The Emperor's Children join the fray, with Lucius the Eternal being one of the new warlords to join the game. Players will be able to lead the new faction into action immediately with a free starter deck by selecting the Emperor's Children campaign and completing the first reward, and then you'll be able to build it up as you go there. There's loads of cards, booster packs, and exclusive cosmetics. Blood for the Blood God and Skulls for the Skull Throne, and touchdowns whenever possible. Blood Bowl 3 is feeling the chaos because the Khorne faction is coming this June 10th. Many of their players are equipped with Frenzy, leading to a tad more brutal combat. Not only that, but there is a live promotion until May 23rd. If you log on Blood Bowl 3, you can get an exclusive Khorne coach completely for free. 2 new titles have been announced for Boltgun, with the first one being out now. This is Boltgun, Words of Vengeance. Yep, it's taking on a classic from a very old school type of game. Type to kill your enemies. Words of Vengeance is out now and is completely for free via Steam. But that's not all. Due to the success of Boltgun, we have now seen Boltgun 2, a sequel packed with guns, gore, and glory. This title will release next year in 2026, and you'll be waging war against the enemies of the Imperium on never-before-seen worlds and dominate the battlefield with an arsenal of formidable weapons and even deadlier abilities. I love the original title, and I can't wait to play this one. Here we are with Vermintide 2, where the final mission in Vermintide 2's Verminous Dreams campaign, The Well of Dreams, is out now, free for all players. You're going to travel beneath the elven temple of Athel Lithri, and you're going to try and stop a warp bomb from detonating through the Well of Dreams. There is also a Skulls exclusive event. Rack up kills and collect demon skulls to earn some awesome rewards. Owlcat Games has just announced their brand new title, Warhammer 40,000 Dark Heresy, a narrative-driven tactical RPG set in the 41st millennium, where you'll be able to lead a diverse warband of companions in a desperate battle against heresy and corruption. And there's a Kroot! I'm so excited, I love Kroot! No word on the release just yet, but you can wishlist this now on Steam. It is a turn-based combat system, and if you want to support the developers, you can purchase founder packs like they did with the Rogue Trader game, which will support the development process of the title. Rogue Trader was an incredibly popular title, and it's good to see Owlcat jumping into another one in the 40k franchise. But that's not all from Owlcat. We have Lex Imperialis, the brand new expansion for Rogue Trader. This is a brand new 15-hour storyline that introduces the Adeptus Arbites, a faction of incorruptible enforcers, and a new companion, the grim and relentless Solomon Anfar. And yes, you can expect cybernetic eagles and cyber mastiffs in this DLC. Alongside that, there is confirmation of a Season 2 pass, which will introduce more DLCs down the line, with each of these new DLCs coming with a Season 2 pass, featuring new companion characters, new quests, which are integrated into the main storyline, new mechanics, and just so much more. Also, you can go into a vault that is curated by Trazen the Infinite. How cool is that? Here comes Battle Sector with a brand new narrative campaign DLC. This is Deeds of the Fallen, a narrative campaign where you'll be playing as the Sisters of Battle against the Orcs. 3 new units will arrive for the Adeptus Sororitas, the Castigor Battle Tank, the Seraphim, and the Magnifier. And as per usual, when a DLC launches, there's also a major update. The Crusade mode will be added in, which will be a horde mode system where you'll start off with a basic force and start fighting your way through the hordes of enemies, earning the opportunity to expand your forces and firepower. This will include a brand new experience system for your troops so they can get a little bit stronger as you're dealing with the hordes, and 2 new free units, the Dominions for the Eatus and the Orc Boys with choppers for the Orcs. Gladius Relics of War will be getting a brand new DLC. This is a unit pack which will introduce the Norn Emissary for the Tyranids, the Squig Hog Boy for the Orcs, Rust Stalkers for the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Rough Riders for the Astra Militarum, the Rubik Marines for the Chaos Space Marines, the Viper for the Eldari, the Mandrake for the Drukhari, and the Canoptech Reanimator for the Necrons. Gladius will also be available for free to keep for a limited time basis during May 22nd to May 29th. A brand new update is coming out for Tacticus where the Adeptus Custodes join the fray. This is a much requested faction for people to play around with because, well, it's the Custodes, who doesn't like them? Shield Captain Valorous will be leading the fray later this month in a new legendary event. Here's another big surprise. The Supremacy franchise has just announced their dip into Warhammer 40,000. Yes, we're going to be getting a free-to-play, long-term strategy game that can last days, weeks, or even months with the Warhammer 40,000 universe, where you can play as the Space Marines, the Orcs, the Astra Militarum, or the Chaos Space Marines at launch. There will be more in the future. You can pre-register now on iOS and Android to get notified when the battle begins. More information on the Warhammer Community website. Last and certainly not least, on June 26, a massive free update is coming for Space Marine 2. This is Siege Mode, a PvE experience which takes 3 players dealing with hordes and hordes of Tyranids and Chaos enemies in defense of an Imperial fortress. This sounds absolutely amazing. And if you're a bit too impatient like I am, you won't have to wait until the 26th. You can try it out on June 4th through the public test server. Alongside that, the White Scars and the Blood Angels will be joining the fray as DLC cosmetic packs. I know a lot of people have been waiting for the White Scars, myself included, so I can't wait to jump in. Let's be honest guys, this has been the biggest Skulls event so far. I am absolutely blown away by all the amazing and massive surprises that we've seen this year. If you want more information, you can find that info on the Warhammer Community. There will be a link down there in the description below. Let me know what your favorite reveal was this year. And if you're interested in more information, I will be live on twitch.tv/thegreatbookofgrudges. You can pop by. We'll be talking about all the reveals. Have a great day, everyone. A big thank you to Games Workshop for sponsoring this video. And I'll see you all again very, very soon.